Hello everyone, how we all doing? My apologies for starting a bit late. I had a few calls to make and a few bits popped up and it just sort of ran on unexpectedly. But you're live. Sorry. And what initially my plan was to do Tears of the Kingdom today, and that was truly the intention. However, because of the later start, and I'm playing later on Fox's stream, doing a tournament thingy, I'm gonna end up finishing around 3:30, 4ish anyways. So it ends up being a fairly short stream, and with Zelda, I would rather have like a 4 or 5 hour stream just so we can go with it and do more bits. So, what we'll do instead is we're gonna do some power wash. Now, I've lost all my save data, so I'm starting from the scratch. But I do have all the DLC stuff. I made some progress at this one because I have been working on it. As you can see, I'm about halfway through. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to 5 grand so I can buy the new one of these. Now, I sent a message over to Burbs, mention join if he wishes to. So we might do something on his one if he joins. Who knows? I'm gonna turn it off for now. Yeah, that's fine. But we'll see. I'm not gonna say either or because I might be busy. Because this is literally like a last minute thing. But we're gonna do something, and I'm trying to determine whether, like, I don't mind doing a DLC. I think it will be fun. I think we'll start with some DLC stuff. Like, because it gives you custom, like, with the DLC, I've noticed, even with the Lara Croft one, because I checked, it will give you the better power washer that we're saving up for, so why not? But we're in SpongeBob area. I think that they came here because it wanted to. Sure. So yeah, we're gonna just wash bits and chill a little bit because I genuinely, like, I didn't expect to run this late, and my plan was to start around like 11, like, or something, or hell, even 12 would have been. So, and between, and I would still need to set it up and stuff because it's not set up at the moment, so I would need to, like, another 10 minute-ish to actually set it up. So it's just ends up being easier just to not do it today, and I'll do it tomorrow, I think. I might play it Saturday as well, we'll see. No, Saturday morning I'm playing with Fox. We're doing some play farm, and we're gonna be on at 10:30. So do just keep that in, we'll put it in the Discord as we go live all the same, but doing some more play farm. Bubbles, 25 cents. I don't know. Want to buy bubbles, to be fair. I assume it means something else, but yeah, for this one you get very specific power washing since that it comes with the DLC, but you can't use it anywhere else, which is kind of sad. Even if it was like a skin for one of the power washers, you know? There we go. We did it. We'll wash the pineapple. Why not? Also, my scrolly wheel still doesn't work for this, so I ended up having to, like, bind the buttons to a different button. Essentially, the bits to different buttons, but it works, I suppose, and apparently it's a thing and it's an issue some people have been experiencing since this DLC came out. It says that it's missing a translation, so I don't really understand. Like, I know what that means, but I'm like, I'm not really sure what's happened, if they accidentally removed the file or something. These bits are all individual. What I fail is great because it makes it a lot easier to do this. Flowers are kind of annoying because they block the view. Yeah, because yeah, and I'm sorry about this. I was looking forward to Zelda, but genuinely, like, adult life got in the way. So we'll do Zelda tomorrow. I think that will be our sort of switch up because I don't have anything planned for tomorrow in terms of like streams. Not just yet, at least. So we'll do Zelda tomorrow. We can go with that tomorrow and see how we progress. There you go. And then on Sunday we'll do Fae Farm. And we can just drill. Fun. Yeah. Deal with the upper part of it later, I think. I mean, I'm doing this bit, but it's just because it's right above the door. I know I've got this scaffolding there and I'll use it, but I want to get these bits, the panels, as they call it. We'll make it. Gonna have a nice chill day. I think that's a good idea, right? Everyone needs a little bit of a chill every now and again. And I'm actually not too fast about having to redo the maps. It's just sort of like taking that time to do it. I like it, so. Oh. I'm on the window. This is where it's gonna get a bit more tricky because it's starting to like curve inwards. Right, for this I'm using the key controls because I can't move it otherwise. I can't place it here. Place it here. Right, you go here because I think you're the one. Oh. Okay. I mean, it's actually not that far away. I thought it was further away. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to playing Zelda because we've got the next boss thing to deal with, don't we? And after that, we've just got the Gerudo people and their issues to sort out before we finish off the game, which is actually quite cool. Also, in October, there's not going to be as many streams because I obviously stream mostly on the weekends. And 2 weekends out of October, I'm actually away, either in London or anywhere. So that will be fun. That is still not. That's because of the bottom bit. There we go. But yeah, it's definitely something that I'll look at doing. But again, we'll see how it goes, basically. And why is this not? Oh, there we go. There we go. And then we'll go in and clean the inside of the leaves. I think we need to move this scaffolding and just add. There's a box. Right, you know what? We're gonna click the box one. Imagination box, what's that? Like, I've never watched SpongeBob, by the way. Well, I've watched some of it and I decided it's not for me, so I genuinely don't know what's going on with that. And I know that's like, how could you? But genuinely, SpongeBob's my thing. But I still got the DLC because I like Power Wash. Question, could I do something like that instead? Like, where the hell do I... This is where I can put it, guys. Oh, now you let me put it here. Okay, cool. Can you imagine? Like, no. You need to wash it all the way from back there. There we go. Some more leaves done. Yeah. I've got a few things going on in October and it's actually quite fun, and also Fox is moving in, which is gonna be an interesting change. That's for sure. But there's a bubble. Get these fragments and then I'll finish off dealing with that porthole window. I know that's not... There we go. Or I guess I'll work on it then. I guess this is what floats my boat right now. Because I'm like, since I'm already here... I thought that already didn't, okay. Hello there. Okay. Ah. Okay. What's the issue with this window? There we go, much better. Yeah, I think this is nice and sharp. But you get... This radio thingy... And it's a leaf blower. I don't really know how that works, but okay, because it was messy on the back of it, and it's like, how do I clean that? I get. So this is, there we go. Now we've just got the pineapple itself to that works, surprisingly. Aha! Pineapple! This chunk is still dirty, and yeah, there we go. I just kept it in the one spot, being like, wash. Hi, birds. I had this slight change of plans because life got in the way. You're welcome to join if you like. Also, how you doing, birds? Oh. Okay. I think now it's time to just go on the inside and how does one go into the inside? Who knows? Will I make it? Woo! Not as spiky as I thought it would be. There we go. I think the leaves are individual as well, so life getting in the way. Indeed, verbs. I was so looking forward to Zelda, but the way I see it, right, because we're playing with Fox later on tonight, it was like I'll have maybe like 2-3 hours of a stream of Zelda, and I'd rather like sit down and actually like do like a 4 or 5 hour stream instead, without like having to worry about time and ending in a good spot. So I'm gonna do it tomorrow. No, I feel like that's partially my fault, Barbs. Why are you still messy? I don't get it. You're clean. I've cleaned you inside and out. Okay, you're dirty here, I guess. Right, now you're clean. Right, we're gonna go around and clean it all, like... God forbid, you know? But yeah, it was just like, I know with Zelda, I'll want to keep on going for as long as I can. Because I do genuinely enjoy it, and I'm thinking it will just be easier tomorrow, because we're not playing anything specific with Fox, not that I know of. So, just be easier. Like, why are you... Thank you. It looks like as if the pineapple's bald and it's just wearing like a leaf crown or something. And that's not really a thing because these spiky things just come out from everywhere. so that should be SpongeBob's house done. Oh, how I'm hating this one already. Let's deal with Patrick's house. I'm learning more about SpongeBob just doing this than anything else, really. I don't know who the characters are, really. I mean, I know who SpongeBob and Patrick are and their neighbor. But aside from that, there you go. The first time I was so confused because I cleaned his rock and everything, and I didn't realize that this opened, and I just moved on with everything else, and I was like, and then it's like, oh, you need to clean his furniture, and I'm like, wait, what? How do I do that? Eventually I figured it out, but oh my god. Yeah, because I might need to finish up a bit earlier today as well, which is funny, but... Imagine how many friends you'd have if you were a dirt. Bye. I don't get you, Patrick, but okay. SpongeBob would still be my best friend. I don't think I would have any friends. Most people don't like dirt. Like most things don't like dirt. Can you get clean Patrick's lamp? Got bins. He's got more bins than I do. But to be fair, he has more bins than anyone else on the street, so he's winning. Very messy. There we go. Ooh. There we go. No longer Patrick's house. I can't jump apparently when I'm up against that little wall thing. I don't know how to pick up. I'm literally just doing it for the money, although this one doesn't pay you much. Yeah. But so you got caught talking of life getting in the way. Yeah. Like I said, I'll probably need to finish earlier as well a bit because I'm needing to call another person or two, and I'll need to make food of some sorts and just adult life and essentially. But it will be fine. At least I right. Hinge. But yeah, what I'll actually do, hold on, not that one, is I'll activate it for the co-op thing, but don't feel pressured that you need to, or anything. But if you do decide you want to pop in you can. Because at this point I'm collecting money, and I'm not. I could do the carousel without the white washer, but I don't really want to. If it's like a couple of bucks that we're gonna be short, I'll just start the carousel. But I genuinely that the carousel's not even gonna pay for it. I blame the bloody mayor and his house. If it wasn't for his house, I would have had 800 more than what I've got. Because he can't let me inside of his house, inside of his, like, garden, you know? God forbid. Rolls has been caught. Yay! Rolls are cute. And if you like worms as well, I'm happy to help you out with your power washing on your end. Because I know, obviously, you helped me a bit. And that will also get me money, so... and it can help you progress a bit. I don't want to open his house. I just want to clean it. Dumbo! Woohoo! GG, Burbs! You're going back up with the points. Also, I don't know, because are we happy with the points being called beans? Because I can call it something else, but I like the idea of beans, because that sounds funny. That you're gambling your beans. See, I'm getting Discord noises through, but I don't know whether it's like I'm getting message or not. There we go. There you go. Weather vane. Okay. Oh, I hate this place. Also, why is it made out of bamboo? Bamboo grow in the water. I thought this was still dirty, like it was rust or something. I mean, rust would make sense in this setting, wouldn't it? Oh, although no, because rust needs oxygen. Maybe not. I mean, there's oxygen in the water, but it's not pure oxygen, is it? It's part of the water. I don't know. Not sure. Oh. There we go. Right. Sorry about that. But what are you up to today, Vibes? What's your plans for the day? Oh. There you go. I think things do rust just very slowly. Just chilling really. Fair. See, I would imagine they do. Because you've got all those like shipwrecks and stuff, and that ends up having a bit of like, obviously it has like seashells and whatnot on it. But we'll have a bit of like rust and whatnot, but I guess. That's fair. Chilling is fun. Also chilling. And spraying at the same apparently. So why does he have square windows on his house? Why is he being awkward? I know that that's the normal sort of thing, but his house is round. My god. Wee. Ah. This green looks very pretty though. I like how I'm just moving back and forth at this point, just washing it. Might join you for a spray if you want. Well, that is completely up to you. You are more than welcome to. I think I've got it set up for multiplayer at this point. I assumed you wouldn't want to spray anything, but it does come out fun for a spray if you want. I'm not spraying anything, but I am spraying stuff. If you want, we can also jump onto your one if you want and help you through some of it. Because I know you're working on a fire station and that tends to be a tedious one. Minutes, do the rounds, check the wife doesn't need anything. No worries, honestly, take your time, Burbs. No pressure. This was me changing my plans last minute, you know. I'm gonna change to yellow because apparently there you go. Is that meant to be Squidward? I don't know what he looks like. I mean, I do know what he kind of looks like, but... Or is it just one of those Moai statues from Easter Island that he's decided to take on as his house? Right. I need you. In fact, now that I'm seeing, let's wash them quick. Ah! I'm gonna use this. How much is it? I like how I'm washing this pathway, but it's gonna get covered in sand so quick as well. Even Even if it wasn't underwater, it would just be covered in sand within like the next couple of days. That is a ginormous nose. There we go. Right, how is this nose look? There we go. That's better. This map is not worth the time it takes to watch it for the amount of pay that you get for it, by the way. In my opinion, because this is now over half an hour that we're spending on this particular map. Okay, let's focus on maybe eyebrows now. Right, can I do something like that just so there's a bit more pressure on there? I hate cleaning those windows. There you go. I didn't even realize that there's just one brow. Welcome back. You know what? I'ma jump into, if I can sort out my Discord. Big. I'm gonna jump into the chatty thingy. There we go. I'm gonna actually make my Discord tinier. You can cover an entire smaller window form. As it was. No, burbs. I mean, it's okay. As you watch, you get more. Even if you lurk, you get the points, so.
Emotional damage.
Yeah. It's an ear. Let's clean it then. Oh. Okay. We're gonna do a few bits around the house still, but that's okay. Like. Hello! Hi, how you doing? Sorry. I'm sorry I kept you up last night. That's true, but I kept putting one those like, oh, it's just a short job that we can. I don't think that would have helped. Babs has joined. Ah, fell off the ladder. Right, let's walk up the ladder. What? Much better. No worries. Is that what the game's telling you? Oh, sound! I heard sand. Okay, I heard sign and I'm thinking, oh, because it's, I thought it's funny because it's I'm underwater, you know, we're on the seabed and everything. Like, okay. Oh dear. But sound is just as valid. But less funny when you think about it. So sorry I laughed at you, Barbs. It was generally, I thought that's what the game told you it was doing. Yeah, on this map, yeah. I've done all the other buildings, as far as I know. So. Unless they decided there's some bits that have been missed. But... like I said, Babs, I don't know if you want me to jump in on your game and sort of help you with that side of things, because I'm happy to do that too if you want. Okay. You did? Gee. A bit of motivation, isn't it, to actually do it? You did it! Yeah. I literally just need money before I started a carousel, but also, did you know that this map only pays you 125 for completing it? Yeah. Which I'm like, fair, but it's a bloody big job. I mean, it might not be as big as a fire station, but it's more awkward than a bloody fire station because of this bloody house and a pineapple. Edward's head, apparently. Coming up. Yeah. Hello, Squidward. Why does he live in such an ugly house? I mean, I get Patrick lives under the rock, but that would be a funky song. Who lives in a rock under a rock in the sea? Patrick Starfish. Not exactly. I'm trying to get to. Haha! I didn't. Oh no! I fell onto the brow, so I just jumped back onto the thing, but I feel like there is something that's still not clean aside from this guy's house, because otherwise it would already show that there's like 3 things left, because there are 3 things left. I think. We'll see. Come on, head, you're clean. Oh well. Why is this music suddenly gone up in volume like tenfold? Shh. Like I like music, but oh my god, it went like super loud. Why is the head not clean yet? Also, how does it get up to the roof? Thank you. Does he just swim up? Maybe. I mean, I don't know if they swim in that game. Like, I know they're like undersea animals and whatnot. Apart from SpongeBob, he's just pollution, really. But rare window frame. I thought I'd done that, but okay. Did it! I like your costume, little fishy. I think we're both fishies, aren't we? Woo! I got points on Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, we got paid 125 for that job. Let's do the Bikini Bottom bus. I was hoping they'll do 1 or 2 jobs and have money, but I don't think it's gonna work because this one's $65 that we're gonna get for this. The invisible car is gonna be a pain. I figure might as well do it. I want to do it eventually. There you go. I need to figure out what I'm making for dinner. I don't know. I've got chicken in the fridge, so I want to that up. Yeah, make like a weird, like, not weird, but like I'll put the chicken in with like peppers and just like cook it and do like a little fajita style chicken, but not make fajitas, just make like some rice or that essentially cooks itself. I just need to put it in. Get a ladder. I cannot put it up at the tail. I need to put it in the middle. Ah. That wasn't a part night. Good thing is that these are like panels and they're split, so it feels like you're making a lot more progress. Much faster. Also, do let me know if you're not fancying doing the SpongeBob one, because I can change it, obviously. But I just put that one on because I was like, you know what, let's just do it. Especially because I'm assuming it, and that was the more recent DLC. I'm like, let's do it. Why not? There you go. I was gonna say this porthole doesn't want to get clean, but it did get cleaned off. Oh. We're gonna go again. Where are you, Nessie, still? Oh. Get cleaned! This porthole doesn't want to get cleaned ever. There we go. She's saying that makes it go ding. Right? I want to get cleaned. Ding! Like, okay, please don't hate me. Okay, I'll ding. Wheel. Oh, don't go up the ladder. Go towards the bus so I can. Oh? Do I need to go like across the way and it worked? Wahoo! This game is way too satisfying for what it is. Okay, I'll put a whole one. Aha! Did it. That, you silly fish bus. You ever watch SpongeBob, Barbs? That's fair. My brother, I don't know if he still is, but he used to watch it a lot. At one point when he was staying over at my place, I was like, can you put something other than SpongeBob so I can watch it with you, please? Now he makes fun of me for it because I don't like SpongeBob. I'd be like, look what I can put on. I'm like, don't you dare. Like, if it's on and he's watching it, I don't really care, but if we're generally like sitting down to watch something together or something, I'm like, please, no SpongeBob. But I think at this point we've got a system of some sort and it works. Oh, the last time around he was over, I showed him Free Guy. The one with Ryan Reynolds, the movie thingy. And he really liked it. He said it was funny. It is. Like, he didn't really understand at first what was going on. And I was like, well, he's in a game. And she's not in a game. And he's like, oh, okay. And then from that point onwards, he understood everything. I think it's just because he wasn't paying attention, to be fair, but 9-year-olds be like that sometimes. Oh, I don't understand what's going on. Well, try paying attention. Right? That sounds so wrong, just saying that as well. So I just find it funny, like, it's like, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm like, he's a game character. He's an NPC. Like, oh, what's an NPC? Yeah. He's much smarter now that I've educated him. Porthole frame, inner wheels, windscreen. Screen frame, okay. Oh, let's jump on his headlight. Then wash it. There we go. Ah. This bus is actually quite nice to parkour around. Simple and easy. There we go. Inner wheel. What's an inner wheel? That's out. I thought it's the same bit. I thought it's basically the same part from either side. I didn't realize they're two different strips. Like, you know, the bit outside of it, like the what is apparently the outer wheel. I thought it was gonna be the same part as the inner wheel. So if one ding, the other one ding. There we go. And then a porthole frame. Right, is it this one? That one? That one. I thought it dinged! When I looked at it, it said it was done last time round. But we done the bus! Woo! Oh, Mr. Krabby, Krusty Krab is our next stop on this adventure. Well, I'll work on a bucket. I don't like it, but got it. Ah! I'm on the hand. Or glove. It's a glove apparently, but I don't know, to me But you can have a hand without a glove. I mean, you could. You can just put it on a table. But I know what you mean. I'm sorry, Burbs. Very balloony glove, I feel like. But it's one of those plastic, like, latex type of gloves. You know what though? A while back I started using like these like disposable gloves for like food prep when I deal with like raw meat, right? And honestly, it's the best thing ever. It just makes my life so much easier. Like I don't use it religiously, but if I'm cooking something and I know I'm needing like to deal with like chicken breast or something, what I'll do is I'll just put some gloves on just to make my life a bit easier so that when it's done I can just keep on working on it, because otherwise I'll be washing my hands 10 times over. That makes sense. Do you use gloves cooking? Yeah. Like my sister, when she saw me do it, she's like, "Why would you do that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like I still wash my hands and whatnot normally, but if it's genuinely that I'm also needing like to stir a pot or something, I'll put a glove on one hand, the other one's doing whatever, and I'm like, there we go. Also means I can like get done with. No! First I fill off the hand glove thing, then I fill off the bucket. Which travesty happened when I used just the sprayer movement rather than making. There is that option on the keyboard, isn't it? Just to make the sprayer move, not you. It isn't actually too bad when you are in like a weird position where moving can make you fall off and stuff. Ah, glove is still not done. I'll deal with the handle. Like going into the glove, so I'm gonna be washing it. Well, it's dirty, so I'm gonna be washing it anyways, but. Oh, glove. Hello, glove. Hello, my old friend. How are we doing today? You don't know that. Sponges talk in this game. What in this cartoon? Why wouldn't a glove? Hmm. Now Plankton's messaging me. See? Tiny little one-cell organisms living in the ocean that get it swollen up by bloody whales. I don't know. I'm a weird bean. I like talking to things, even if they don't answer. Imagine if this glove was so long that it just goes to the top of the ocean, like pierces the surface of it. That would be funny. Imagine just sailing out in the sea and then suddenly you come across this giant glove and you accidentally fall into it and it's like, oops, how do I get out? Help! My brain is weird. It is weird. It has weird thought patterns, let's put it that way. Like, if someone did fall, you would need to, like, do a whole, like, cut it out, I suppose, because if it pierces the surface, I doubt it would have any water in it. It would just be O2 in it, right? Unless you want to fill it, but I feel like that's a lot of work to fill the glove, and then you might drown the person anyways. So we need to cut it up, and then we need to place a new one onto the bucket. Now that would be extra work. Maybe, but it's going into a lot of effort to make it, like, make sense. I'm telling you, my brain likes to overthink. When it starts, it doesn't stop. The funny one. Like, where is the glove still messy? Because I'm on, like, right, what is the percentage on it? Because I'm actually curious. Some bucket glove. I've got 99%. But I think, I'm starting to think it's like 99.9999999 because I can't find a lot of dirt anymore. Thank you! It's done. Glove is, yes. The handle. I don't know if I can handle that. I don't like doing the handle, genuinely. Because it's so weird. Not weirder than my brain, but that's okay. Also, do let me know if you need the scaffolding or anything, because I did just kind of appropriate it and... that part of the handle. Ah. Ooh. Yeah. There we go. I need to go across. Waha! You know what? Sometimes not because of not using a scroll wheel, it ends up being more precise in terms of actually landing on the node I want. So sometimes I'll scroll past and it's like, yeah. Now I genuinely need to press a button to do it. I'm doing the roof of the bucket. I didn't realise the buckets had roofs. But then again, if it didn't, in this scenario, it would just constantly fill up with water. Although I assume all the buildings have water in them. Okay. That I think about it. Who knows? I'm sorry, Babs, I'm having weird thoughts. My brain's feeling silly today. And doing loops around the bucket to clean it. Yeah. Like, genuinely, I'm just going around in circles to clean it. Like the roof. Nothing interesting going on here, guys. Me walking around the dirt. Not making a lot of dent. Okay, clean it properly then. You know what? Hold on. Actually, there we go. Apparently, there's rust on the back. I'll deal with normal dirt and then I'll deal with rust. I don't want to deal with rust. Although it's going away with this one, I just need a second spray over it. Doing okay there, Burbs? Yay! Do you get any weird thoughts occasionally? Anything as weird as my glow thoughts? Okay. You know what? It's okay to have weird thoughts. Makes it more fun. Well, I've got the roof now. I'm working on the upper room. There's a lower room too. And Mr. Krabs is sending messages to us. But he can if he wants. I don't really care about his messages at this point. Jump down. No, it works. Oh, I forgot that there are letters on the chum bucket. Oh. Yeah, because they're 3D letters. Sorry? Yeah, because they're 3D, so they jutch out a bit. So you need to go on above them to clean them. But you also need to go from every single angle because they're going to block some dirt if you spray it from the left, the right one. So they're going to be... Oh, I hate the bloody letters. Another thing I'm wondering is, how are we cleaning this underwater? Like, what sort of pressure are we using? Like, how are we managing to make it work? Like, Are we using like dolphin power or something? To send out bubbles? Like, pew! That's how they catch their prey. You wouldn't think of dolphins as aggressive animals, but they are. But you wouldn't think of them as such. They always look cute and adorable. But they can take on a killer whale and win. And then they have food for days. But you wouldn't think that. At least I never thought of dolphins as aggressive. I always thought of them as cute, cuddly animals. Slippery, but cuddly. Yeah. Eat us. Yeah. Nicely. I still like dolphins. I still love them. Got a mug with a dolphin handle. It's a bit awkward to drink from, but it's actually very cute. There we go. I'll do this half because from what I remember, this bucket is split into 2 walls. Yeah. I'll do 1 wall and then I'll the one with the letters on it. That's good. And they're all individual letters as well, so you need to clean them individually, not like as a set, which makes it even worse. Because if they were like a set, then there's a bit of threshold, a bit bigger threshold for like the dirt that's there and whatnot, but no. I wonder if by the time we're just about done the entire DLC, if I'll have enough money for the thingy, or if it's gonna be like, no, you need to do another 2 stages of something else. Yeah, I'm still blaming it on the mayor because he made me buy that extra long extension if I wanted to complete that job, and there was no other job that I could have done. So he was gatekeeping me not only from his house, but from actually getting the new power washer. Yeah, you should. Yeah. Like, you'd think that, you know, we as smart business owners, we would be like, right, at least pay a bit more towards that because I'm needing to buy a very specific extension specifically to do. I know it's a mayor, but come on. It's either us or his house remains egged. It's not like we've got a stiff competition in town. I mean, even SpongeBob called us in. But I guess in general it doesn't really matter. It's just more of a, I really want the new washer and I'm sort of annoyed that I can't get it just yet. Right, I'm gonna go do the top of the letters, then I'll work through into the like mid bit of the letters, and then I'll do the sides I think if it's needed. Although the sides I can work as I'm going. One level down. M should be. U is done. Letter H is done. I bet it has something on the side over there. I bet there's some. There we go. Oh, right. Oh, level down. No, level down. That T is probably as much as M is. He should be done. All the letters are done. And the B, and I think that's all the letters done. Done, U is done, yeah. Woohoo! The letters are awkward because you need to spray them from like 3 or so angles just to clear all of it. But once it's done, it's so satisfied. Have you been playing any fun games lately, Burbs? Aside from what we know, like, you know, as a for this. I'm looking for more fun games to play sometimes. That's a lot of work to find something fun to play. I end up finding myself constantly playing like those farm sims and that type of thing, and it's great, but and I'm loving it. But I'm playing with Fox on stream, and I'm doing Fae Farm, and that's currently my favorite one. That being said, I need to go back to. It does. Generally, is super fun. Like, I feel like once we sort of get things going and everything's sort of expanded a bit more and sorted, it's gonna be even more fun. But oh, it's still dirty. Part of it. Heyo. Hello, Waffle Magic. Welcome in. How you doing? Oh, like dancing. Emojis, emoji. Yeah, same thing. But, you know, actually, that, and I'll see this bit with like that, you silly sand. Get out of the pavement, off the pavement. Thank you very much. I don't even know if it's a pavement. It looks like a bit of rock. Doing okay? I hope the power washing is going well. It's going fun. We're This is the third map we're doing in the DLC itself. But, the bucket is clean. It's the cleanest that it's ever been. And thank you for the hydrate. This generally is probably the cleanest this house has been in a while. Let's get the fam sorted. I love this game. The DLC, meh. But all my stuff got reset, so I'm working on it bit by bit. Hello there. Krusty Krab. Oh, they're also individual letters. Oh my god. These people are mean. Although this one seems to be going a lot easier. Like, that's all the letters cleaned. SpongeBob! Indeed. It is a SpongeBob DLC. I personally don't really... I'm not really fond of it, but... I got it because I like Power Wash. And I don't mind supporting the devs. And it gives me more stages to play. But there's some sort of villain going around spreading dirt and dirtying up everything, apparently. At least here they sort of got, like, an explanation for it, I guess, first. In the town, they just... Yeah, our house just got absolutely bombed by dirt all of a sudden, you know. We just let it go so dirty that we need a power wash to clean it. Yeah. SpongeBob! It's fun though. I like the game and... Oh. And currently I'm trying to get 5 grand to get a new power washer. It's better. Because let's be honest, Barbs, once I get that, it's gonna be so much better. But what you up to today, Waffle? What you thinking of doing? Oh, I like that. Yeah. I thought so. Oh yeah, I do, yeah. I thought I did. No, cause I thought I did, cause Waffle is a streams, and I thought I was following them, but I wasn't sure if that was them or if it was someone else. But the name match and everything, I was curious, and I checked, and yeah, that's cool. I don't know if there's anyone watching, but I'm gonna shout out Waffle. I don't know if that works or if I need to do the at. There we go. Yeah, it is you. That's cool. I sometimes lurk in your streams. They're kind of cool. I will admit. Hey. No worries. I mean, like I say, I don't think there's anyone watching me aside from you at this point, and think Barbs has a tab open in the background from what I heard earlier. But, I don't mind giving shout out to cool people. Because they're cool people. There's a reason I follow you. Hee. I will be honest, I don't remember how I stumbled across your channel, but I did. And you know what? That's the best part. To be fair, half the channels I don't know anymore how I found them. Except from Fox's. That one is very unique in the sense that I ended up dating the guy, so... Oh yeah, Foxtrot. Yeah, there we go. That's probably it, yeah. Foxy be the awesome one. Oh, I date him now. Not just dated, I'm dating him. He's not getting away that easy, but yeah. He's actually moving up here, which is crazy. Like, yeah. It's silly to like think though, because Barbs, he's gonna be here in like 2 weeks' time. Like, he's gonna be living here, Barbs. Like, how crazy is that? That's just... weird. It's not gonna be that bad. Will it? Yeah, Barbs is a Nicole too, because we're playing the game together. Also, if you've got Power Wash in this DLC, because you need the DLC to play it, you're welcome to join us. That's absolutely not an issue. I do play on the Game Pass, but I do believe it's cross-platformy thingy, so... yeah. Barbs is here too. Wah! Aha! Made it. This is scary because I have a fear of falling, but you know what? It's only Power Wash, and I know that I'm not gonna die. That being said, every single time I fall off a tall building in here, my stomach does a double turn. Like, be like, no. Like, yes. What? Okay, so do we have the shell in our thingy done? This one. That's the nails, so that's cool. Bucket. No worries. Honestly, what I'm looking at is making sure I've got this sign thingy, but I don't know where it is. Time post flag, maritime flag, mail, nails, porthole frame, window, door, planks, ropes, letters, pole, shells. There we go. Those were done. Yes. Yeah. Barbsy is here. Yeah. I somehow dragged you into this today. Well, not really dragged, I just said I've opened the multiplayer. You're welcome to join if you want. That was sort of it from my end, but... playing games together is fun. He's... oh, okay, I cleaned something. I want to... can I... no, I can't jump from this. Go to the top, I guess. What? I can... what? No. Okay. Leather! I know, but I wanted to make it awkward for me, okay? You already heard how my brain works earlier today. With that conversation about the glove and it reaching to the surface and someone falling into it. I mean, listen. My brain likes to think weird and do random stuff that, you know, make it more complicated. That's how I play Zelda 2, I don't know if you noticed. Like, I could do this, or I could do 20 other things to make it more complicated for myself. Hi! You know, I've never liked Lilo and Stitch too much. And I know that's a blasphemy to say on the internet, and I'm probably going to get cancelled for that, but... sorry. Never been a fan of Lilo and Stitch. Hmm. To be fair, yeah, I've watched it I think once or twice, and I don't know why, but Stitch always scared me. So it never really set well with me. Like, don't get me wrong, now he kind of looks cute, but I don't know. I might rewatch it at some point. I'm trying to go through and rewatch all the like old Disney movies and whatnot because I've never been a big fan of a lot of them to begin with. So I'm trying to see if my opinions changed or if I'm still as fed up with them as I was when I was like a kid. So at the moment, it's not going great for Disney, to be honest. I'm still fed up with them. But now I actually know the reason why I didn't like them. Before, I'm like, I don't really know why I didn't like them. I just know that I didn't like it. Like, I like the Disney Channel original movie things, but the animated stuff, I was like, no. And I've also watched the more recent Little Mermaid that they've made into live action. It wasn't too bad, but I think it could have been done better. Hell, H2O Just Add Water made a better mermaid movie series thing, in my opinion. But that was a good show. Aww. Which bit? The H2O Just Add Water, or? Well, I didn't realise it until like I watched it in English, right? But it's based in Australia. And there's like three girls that went out on a little boat trip, and then they run out of fuel and get stranded on like this weird island, and it's like weird magical, and they get into a pool and get on a full moon, and then they get mermaid tails whenever they touch water. I gotta go for now. It was nice talking to you. No worries. Thank you for stopping by, Waffle, and hope you have a fun day. But yeah, it's genuinely like a cool series. Like, because essentially they end up having to avoid water, and being that they're in Australia, they're essentially surrounded by water, which is kind of funny to do. Surprisingly, there's no killer spiders or anything in that show, so... It is, though! They talk in Australian. Maybe that they're just somewhere more advanced. Or because it says show for kids, you know, that they were like, you know what, let's not include all the dangerous stuff. It's a show about mermaids, for God's sake. Let's just keep it nice for them, shall we? That being said, even my mum liked it. I don't know why. My mum tends to be picky. We used to be picky about the shows that we watched, but like Pokemon was strange. Now it's okay for my brother. My brother loves Pokemon. Okay, let's give him Pokemon plushies. For us, it was like, why do you watch this? Do we really need to watch it? Let's change it to something more fun. So that was fun. Yeah, that was one of the shows that my mum liked, and if my mom liked the show, you know that it was good, because my mom is picky as hell. I think she doesn't watch my streams. Because I don't know if that would be a good thing to say on stream. Although she probably wouldn't really care too much. We just laugh it off. Right, okay, I can do that. Right, can I jump on this? Why do all of these have weather vanes on them? Like, is it to tell them which way the current blows, or... like... what is the purpose of it? There we go. The weather Their bane is done. We're almost done with this one. Ooh. Is it the burger car that's next? Or Krabby's car? Figure out, I guess. I think it would be, because it's either that or it's the invisible car. But I think the invisible car is just before you go into their base. So, thinking it's Krabby's car. If it is, that's kind of fun. Flag rope is being to be little, which okay. A flag rope, but I'm spraying it just now. Hopefully that will be okay. I'll go underneath. But that's okay. That was coming up. Anyways. There we go. Flag rope is clean. Arch, face, and it. The arch is done. I thought the base would be done before the arch, but there we go. We done it! Woohoo! What I do love though is that the scaffolding and ladders do not show in the replay, so it just looks like we're floating about. Especially when I'm doing that seashell thing, like the clam thing, I don't know what it is. But it just looks like I just magically jumped up, like I'm using some sort of Fortnite balloons or something just floating about. No worries. Worries. Oh, now I want a pickle. Pickles in a burger, yay or nay? You know what? That will be my title. No. There we go. That's my new title now. I feel like that's a good title, right? Pickles in the burger, yay or nay? I personally like pickles. So I don't know, I might be, you know, trying to do a few things. Bear with. Oh, I can only do it for 10 minutes. No, we'll do it for as long as we can. There we go. We've got a poll. One of all. I don't know if they will, but you can if you want. But I think it's kind of funny now. Pickles in a burger. I like them, but I know a lot of people don't like them in the burger. I don't know. Feels weird to me. It could just be my background coming into it, because I love pickles. I can just eat them without anything. Just take them out of the jar and eat. Here you go. There we go. Honestly, like, to be honest, I put just about anything in the burger. There's only a few things that I've, well, out of the general things that people normally would put in a burger, I would put a lot of those things, because I'm not going to put like a chocolate into a burger, so I'll find like limits. Trying to do this while I'm at it as well, just so we can do the next layers up. But this burger bun should be, oh, very so messy. Welcome back. Herbs, do you put pickles in the burger or not? Not like pickles. I mean, they don't really tend to go bad though, because either they're in vinegar or in such a salty brine that bacteria can't really survive in it. Which I love about it, because I've been going like to this Polish shop and they've got like this one particular line of pickles, including like pickled cucumbers, but they're like in the salty brine ones, and they're oh so good. It's just so good. I like pickles. Fox doesn't like pickles in his burger, and every single time he's like, "Will you want my pickles from the burger, or am I okay ordering without the pickles?" I'm like, "Do what you want. Like, if you order them, I'll eat them, but if you want, you could just order without them." Oh, I love pickles. Same. It just doesn't come out the way it comes out when it's outside, you know, when someone else makes it. But, meh. I think at this point it's just the top bun and everything above it. You know what? I just saw you there and you kind of gave me a fright, because that skin is cute, but also, oh my god, it can be frightening when you don't expect it. And I forgot that that's the skin that we're using. I wish we could use that skin though outside of this DLC. How fun would it be just walking around in a fish costume? Same with the skin for this gun. I know it's a different gun, but let us use it in other places. Then I would say, you know what, buy the SpongeBob DLC, because it's fun. Yeah. Yeah. that would be much more fun. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't be as annoyed by the DLC as they were. Because you essentially pay £7 to play about 3-4 hours of content. Because, I mean, we're at just under the 2-hour mark with this, and we'll only have 2 more maps after this one, I think. Unless there's one I forgot about, but I hate this side. So it's like, eh. The invisible, yeah. Because I think at this point there's like a little thing somewhere around here. I don't know if I can see it now, but there is something. There it is. There's a potato. It's running away. So it's like, I like how the engine has a fire inside of it. That is kind of cool. Right, what am I doing? Engine dials, engine distributors. I think that's the only thing for the engine. So where's the distributor? That thing. Okay. I know what I'm spraying, I know how to do it. But that's it, should be done. Now I kind of want to make burgers. But I only have bread. Although I could use bread for burgers. Like, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Like, I know generally speaking it's a bun, but I can't be bothered going to the shop just for like 2 or 3 buns just to make burgers. And I've got bread that needs eating. Where is this bun still missing? There we go. KK! Rusty grub. Oh, right, so it's just the side of the car now, I guess. Billstone. Oh, gear stick, spatula, steering. Ah. There we go. We have done it. New job available. Really? There we go. And go on to, oh no, the invisible boatmobile. Oh, this will be a pain. Yeah. Normally it's the dirt that's the difficult part. In this case, it's the lack of dirt that's difficult for us. There's a flag here, but it hasn't dinged. I assume it's on your end that it needs tidied. But you know what? I'll just clean this side for now and hope for the best. I can see you too! door? Where's the door handle though? There it is. Okay, the door handle ding for me, Barbs. Like, I like the idea of it, but is it painful to clean sometimes? Yeah. Yeah, just I'm starting to struggle with seeing where I'm needing to clean at the angle that I was at. We're gonna struggle with something that will be missing being cleaned or something. And just tell. All these jellyfish are really testing our supply of antihistamines. Oh. Imagine. Oh, there's a mess. Okay. Windscreen. Okay, well, where is the windscreen? I can't even find it! There it goes. There we go. And then the door. I don't... Which door though? Oh, that's the propeller side hole. That door is... GG, Barbs. Now there's an outline. Look, once we've cleaned it, we've got an outline. I think this outline should by default be there. Just so you know which way to spray. But we did it! I mean, on this one, the dirt keeps on coming back, like on the left. I could just... We sprayed it, but it's still there. We sprayed it, but it's still there. And then there's layer. I think layer. Woo! One more map to do. No? You know what? I don't blame you. It's a pain. So big and awkward. I don't mind big or awkward, as long as it's one or the other, not both. And with the dark walls as well, you half the time I didn't know which part to clean and which one was okay, so I always ended up spraying bits that I didn't need to. Because normally the dirt is about this color or slightly darker and whatnot as well. Here we go. Did it? Is the super gadgetry. Yeah. I think once you get into like the groove of it, I don't know how to call it. Once you get into it, it's not too bad. It's just you genuinely need to like go into it being like, right, let's spend the next 2 hours doing this sort of thing. Because as a single player, that's what's gonna take you, unless you are super fast at it. But and you're using the like liquid sprayers or something like that, soap sprayers. How much? We get paid 175 for this. Right? This is the same amount of money as that first bit with SpongeBob's Patrick's and Squidward's house. I'm pretty sure. You'd think it would be more. I know it's just a game and they don't want us to get a lot of money from the bonus jobs in case we run ahead with the other ones, but at the same time, it's like, come on. Right, the top ones I'll do later with a ladder. Watch what I can in this perspective. Yo, got a ray gun. Yeah. I think the gnome fountain pays more than this. Oh well. I do it for fun majority of the time. I'm just wanting the 5 grand and it's not gonna happen. But this DLC might help me, but I don't think it will. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we could start the carousel, but I don't know if you want to do the carousel. Because That's true. Move the ladder. No, I don't. Well, I'm gonna move this over here and just load this one's. There you go. All is almost clean. Can I jump onto like these? Let's take this. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy lost episode. Okay, that worked. That. That is on Lost episode 8. Sailor Cafe. Oh, and then do this briefly. Ta-da! And I'm just gonna double check that all of that is done because I don't want to come back to here afterwards. Aquagolf. Paddle Ball of Fury. Okay, so it's the one at the... What didn't? Yeah, all the other bits are done. That's... Vegetable wool is done. I didn't even know what pinged it right there. So this kind of looks like a duck or something with this switch. It's just not yellow, but... like... Whack! Electrical device body. Okay. Let's click that, I guess. Oh. Ah. So, see, because we're playing Monopoly Madness later on tonight, have you tried playing that at all? Yeah. Will be. I mean, there is a bit of a tutorial as well, and I think it actually makes you play through it anyways, like that's the first bit, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's not like normal Monopoly, let's put it this way. It's like way quicker and easier, I think. Well, not easier because it can get tough, but... And there's like a story mode to it as well. Which I know, crazy. Monopoly has a story mode. Costumes of the International Justice League of Super Acquaintances. I guess. I don't know what that really means, but sure. What would you be, SpongeBob? I like how he asked that, but it doesn't indicate that SpongeBob is part of the chat. Could be. I'm having fun with this, I will admit. I don't know about you. I need a ladder, and I need to go onto the electric device. What? Don't know what this device is or what it does. All I know it's electric, but I'm gonna go on top of it. Whilst underwater. Yeah. The body clean enough. Done yet with the body. What's a toroid mile? What's a toroid? Is it just like a weird SpongeBob thing? I'm so tempted to Google it. Know if it's a real word or if it's made up SpongeBob word. I'm gonna Google it. Watch it come up with like 20 like things to do with SpongeBob. A figure of toroidal shape. That's what they're giving me, Barbs. Of or resembling a torus. Like the bull? Torus. Plural. Okay. A surface or solid form rotating a closed curve, especially a circle, about a line which lies in the same plane but does not intersect. So like a ring donut. That's a torus. I had to like go into 3 different definitions to figure out what it was. I found out. That's true. Well, donuts are toroids. Or toruses. Imagine if someone comes up to you and says, I'm a Taurus. You're a donut? I had no idea. That would get you into trouble with them, I think. But it would be a funny explanation. It's spelled differently though. There we go. First asteroid, the. I only got like 20 more. Yeah. Now it's a push. I mean, that's not bad. I've only been doing it for like 17 minutes or so. As I don't know if you meant it as in it's good or it's bad. But I've done the wall, the door and a pane, and I'm doing this thing. But the computer is huge. Like, I'm sorry, but that's the biggest computer I've seen. This is including those old, like, white computers that existed. I assume they still exist somewhere, but I think they're very common. Why did my phone light up? Like, it decided to try and detect my face. Like, nope, we can't see the face. Surprise. Part of it is done. Uh. Those. Go. One more bushing left. There we go. Electrical device has been completed. Yeah. Might start working on these pillars because they're huge and I don't like them. Right. Ladder, you need to go away because you keep getting in my way. Like, there's Some instances where I need you, well, I don't need you now. There's a table. The chemistry set thing. I think SpongeBob and the gang have something like Amazon, or do they just get the stuff from the people that throws trash into the sea? I'm sorry, Burbs. That's a weird question. This amount should be clean by now. Burbs, what would you like for Christmas? Yeah. Don't know. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Are you building any cool Legos at the moment or recently? But you got Lego. That's fair. Otherwise, you'll be spending loads of money on a lot of sets that, yeah. And then find a space, yeah. Yeah, there's no space for non-space related sets. There's only space for space stuff. That's fair. Yeah. I sort of started to have a similar rule with my jigsaw puzzles. Like, I can buy, like, go about buying, like, the crappier puzzles and whatnot for, like, the 5-7 quid or something. Or I can just put an extra fiver and get, like, the good, like, good quality ones and the pictures I want, and then buying whatever's there, sort of thing. And I'm trying to be like, right, we're buying what I want, not what seems like, oh, I can get this because I want a new jigsaw puzzle. So that's fun. That being said, I think I might treat myself in the next few months with another Essek puzzle. Because she makes very cute puzzles, or her company does. I don't know if it's just her. I imagine there's a bunch of people working on it at this point. But they're very cute, and they're not too pricey. I mean, they're like 18 quid for a 1,000-piece puzzle, but that's like a normal price. My mum will say, oh, that's pricey, isn't it? And I'm like, Mum, for a good quality puzzle, it's a normal price. But she doesn't really believe me. Like, yeah, I wish they were cheaper, but unless I want to have puzzles I mean, don't get me wrong. Fox got me this beautiful jigsaw puzzle. It's 500 piece, right? And it's like of Mario Bros. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely wonderful. The issue is that it has been made in such a way that they're standing on a piece of grass and there's a bunch of sky behind them, right? Once you put the gang together, like all the characters, all the grass pieces fit wherever, all the sky pieces fit wherever, but occasionally it will not fit with one of the other pieces, and it ends up being a trial and error of trying to put it together to the point that I've never actually completed that particular puzzle. Like, I've done the characters, but I gave up with the grass. I think I spent like 3-4 hours trying to do the grass, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not guessing where the bits are. There's no texture. It's just to, well, there's a little bit of texture, but in order to actually see it, you need to have like the user eye and actually know where the piece is going on the actual picture itself. So forget where it goes to the point that it just ends up non-doable. It's a pretty puzzle all the same, so I've got the box. And it's cute that he gifted it to me, but like I say, it's probably not something that I would be buying or recommending to. But I like to. I've done the Mario Kart one recently. That one is good. Like, there's a few like false fits, but in general, it's doable. It only took me like 5 hours. Yeah. Like, that's not bad for a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. And given that this, like sometimes you can. Well, on average, a 1,000-piece jigsaw takes me about 6-7 hours to do, so 5 hours isn't bad. But I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, with it, you know, because it's a Mario Kart stage. I don't know if you'll know which one I mean, but there's that one like that you there's like a castle and it's called, I think, Mario Circuit or something like that, and you go upside down and whatnot. It's like a figure of eight, but it's a double layer figure of eight, if that makes sense. Yeah, well, that's essentially the jigsaw puzzle that I've done, and so half of like the background of it, like Bowser and all the gang is upside down on that, and it just messes up your mind because you've got birds, but you need to put them in upside down because that's how they're flying. Because technically Mario is the one upside down and everyone else is the right way up, but so it ends up being a funny one. I do have fun with it when I do it. Yeah, I'd say 5 hours, or I think it was 5 hours ish on such a puzzle, isn't? At least for me. Yeah. I don't really do any lower piece counts, to be fair. The only lower piece count that I've got is the circular puzzle, but that's because it's a circular puzzle and makes it a bit more difficult to make that into a 1,000 piece. But I don't know if it's a 1,000 piece, if it's 500 somewhere. Hoping of all the unknown the Super Mario ones, but yeah, it's very cute. Is there another skin for this gun? No. Because you've got an option almost like to change the skin of it, and I'm like, is there another one? A different color variant for this? But no. GG! Ah. If there are misbits, we can always go back them, or you can check if you want, but sure we'll figure it out. We're smart beans. Like, I'm working on a second pillar, and because I hate these things, like, they're so painful to clean. Because they're just so tall. Like, I don't know where the hell they found this, like, base of operations, but damn it. Just huge. Like, I need to use the super long nozzle, and even then it's like I need to run over the dirt a few times to actually clean it. There we go. Can you believe it's already 3 p.m.? Before we go to like 4ish and then... Or if we finish this, we'll finish this and then stop, but whichever one comes first, basically. Oh. I think I'm on the last face of this column, so that will leave only 2 more columns to do after that. Hello. I didn't realize how close this column was to actually the computer, I will admit. But, hello. Which is weird because the computer is literally over in the background at this point, like I could see it, but I was so focused on this pillar. Well. This needs apparently this other side and the top of it too. Go. Aha! 2 pillars down. Another 2 to go. Yeah. I think... Yeah. Just that they're tall and weird to... Like, I can use the ladder, right? And... Sure, I could get a ladder and jump about on each side, but the height just makes it more awkward to do all the bits, because you need to, like, get off the ladder, move it to clean some of the bits, and then move it to the next side to clean the next bits, and it's just like, you know what, I'll just stand here. Do it. I mean, I'm adding more work for myself, but... Right, okay. Now I just need to... the top of it. Down. This side of the pillar is almost done. Sorry, the face of the pillar is done. Because in this one there is an important distinction, because there is also pillar side. That. Go. Oh, why is it on? No. I knew there was something off of that spray pattern, but... you know what, I'm gonna change this to that one, I think. That should do it, and it... Let's wash this bit before I get the extension. I know. Ah. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I felt... I don't know if it was me or if the game just pushed me off the lamp. I don't really know what happened there, but something happened. It was very strange. That's probably what it was, because you could have put like 2 different leathers on there, so... Strange. No, it's okay. Honestly, I've never had that before, so this was a very weird experience. But at the same time, it's kind of cool. Let's get the super long extension. Yeah. Another face is almost done. Yo, pillar face done. Aha! One more pillar. That's okay. Well, I'll do that because it's gonna be easier to cover it all. Aha! One more pillar and then we're done with pillars. Only the shoe that's gonna be paid. That shouldn't be as big of a pain because it's like above the table. Worries. Right. Change it to yellow because it tends to be a bit better for this bit, I think. I know that there's the other side to it, so. Oh. Well, superhero gadgetry. Well, I've already cleaned it, yes. Like, that was one of the first things that I've cleaned. Well, hopefully life shouldn't be too much of a pain, so I'm gonna try and start the stream a bit early and or on time, at least around half 11, 12 tends to be my start time. And what I'll do is we'll play Zelda, because I think that's a good shout to do it tomorrow, because we can then sort of sit and do a bunch of it and just chill with it as we go. Because what I think I'll want to do with Zelda next is sort of go through, get like the light routes and whatnot around the Elden region and the ground. But yeah. Good. The last of the pillar, I'm pretty sure. And then turn around. Right, this is still not clean. Welcome back. I'm almost done with the pillars. Yeah. Fair. Oh. Well, the pillar's done. If you want, I can try going on a PC if you want. Why not? I can try. There we go. The stand's done. Oh, I see it. That's cool. This bit. Ah. Yeah. Yep. There's the monitor case, but how that's messy. But yeah, it's a sneaky little darts here and there. Oh. There we go. I think that's all of it. I did, but you did most of the work, let's be honest. There we go. But the computer's done, Bowers. You don't need to go back to it. The pillars are done. We don't need to go back to them. Woohoo! At 66%. So dirty on this chair. I don't get it. Yeah. I'll work on this shirt first before I get that it exists. Probably need to use feathers for it, but it's absolutely necessary. I'm just gonna walk around it. Where's did I put this at? Grab it and place it, please. Or actually, and what I'll do is I'll pop it on the other side. Up. Do you get moved too? Sorry, Barbs. I didn't mean to. I don't get moved all the time. Also, warning, I need to move the ladder. I think it will be the last time though, because this shirt is just about done. Yeah, there we go. I think that's all the very high up areas are now cleaned up. It's just generally all the like ground bits. So that should make it easier. Hope. No. Are you cleaning the potatoes prison? Prison's over there. I see. God. Why are there so many chairs in this? Ah. It has me. Making progress, verbs. If at any point you want some help with your bits, let me know and I'll join you. Oh. Aha! The chairs are done. Now that we've got less of the awkward stuff, it should hopefully go a bit quicker. Like, I was curious, and for that last pillar, it took me about 7 minutes to actually clean it. And that's after, you know, I've got a process in place, not like the first pillar or something. Because I know how I need to clean it, basically, but... Times 4, that's 28 minutes. That's a lot of time to spend on bloody pillars. Ah. Oh. Okay, we're gonna do this and then back on with Zelda tomorrow. And Saturday I'm doing Five Farm. I might see maybe do something like a community games or something on Saturday night. I mean, I know Fox is working, but I might just do like multiplayer games or something. I don't know whether I'll stream or if I'll just do games, if that makes sense. But I think so. And on Sunday, I'll do some tidying up because last week, I will admit, I did not do a lot of that stuff I was meant to do, so I'm slightly backlogged at this point. What about you? Do you got any plans for the weekend, Verbs? Fair enough. Housework sucks, but hopefully it goes well for you. Patrick's identity card. Why did they have it? No. I like the idea of the pink test tubes. Now they just look boring. And the chemistry stuff is all done. Yep. The costume display and then this bit. Deal with the. I'll work on the pre for now. So we're on the home stretch now. Woohoo! Is it messy? I don't get it. Yep. Ah. The ladder was by one of the pillars. There it is. Put it here. I've moved it next to the questions mouse. It just said you got it just about the same time I pressed to move it, so I don't think I could have placed it back in that spot, so I just moved it a bit closer to you. Sorry. I got so confused for a moment with that noise from your sprayer. Ah. I thought this was a pipe, not a cable, but works. Ah. Like, this DLC isn't too bad. I just wish there was more to it. Eh, as long as they keep on trying and maybe get us another DLC. And like, I wouldn't be opposed to them making Power Wars 2 and just us going with that. I mean, I know it's been fairly soon, but opposed to that either. That being said, I don't know if they really need to create a new one because they've got a good blueprint. They could just keep on adding bits to it, really. Yeah, so much of what Eurotrack's doing, essentially they're just adding more and more DLC to it, and that's all. They might add like outside of DLC, like patches to get maybe new trucks or something, but oh, I think so. Like doing it, that classified as winning. Done all the fiddly bits at the bottom of this thing, so now it's just getting the thing cleaned. The most annoying bit is should be done, unless I've missed a part or two, but even then, should make it a bit easier with. There you go. Come on, prison chamber, get cleaned. And give me a ding. There we go. So terrified looking. Well. Yes, Bonnie. So, and almost done, I think. I just need to get to the top of it. I'm gonna steal the ladder for a bit, if that's okay. Okay. Because this part is just easier to clean from the top down at this point. But we must have missed some bits because it's not saying that we've got like 2 or 3 bits to do. And I know there are a few like decorations on the wall that are so easy to miss in this one. Yeah. Oh, where is? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so what are we missing? Costume displays, but you're working on that. I'm gonna see if there's anything else. Pillar sides, excuse me. What? I've cleaned you though. Okay. Wall alarm pipes, anchor wall ornament, knife boy ornament. Alarm pipe. Oh. Arm on the wall? Oh, there it is. Okay. What else do I need to do to clean these bloody pipes? Like, done. Oh. Real. Alright. Knife boy and anchor. I know anchor is behind the thingy. Knife boy is moves. There we go. Ah, costume displays are the only ones left. Come and help, I don't... There we go. We did it, Bears! And it's only 4:08. So just about on time. Well, it is done. And I will stop there, I think, because I'm needing to get food. So I imagine you've got some adulting stuff to do as well. Yay, adult stuff. Yeah, and I mean, we're playing with Fox. I better stop there so that I can actually have time to cook food. But yeah, thank you to everyone who stopped by. Burbs, thank you for joining me and playing. I don't think I would have been able to do it. And I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully around 11:30, 12ish. But until then, have an awesome day, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye bye!